On today's episode of Simply Cooking with Supabarn, we'll be making a simple dinner of za'atar salmon. Alongside the salmon fillets, we'll also be cooking some lemon roast potatoes and some fresh green beans. Let's get cooking. So first step in this recipe is to preheat the oven to 180 degrees and also just pop the water on to boil for the green beans. As you can see here, we have beautifully ethically sourced salmon fillets from Supabarn, right off the coast of Tasmania. It's absolutely stunning. To prepare it, we season with salt and some pepper, some oil, just a little drizzle on top, and then we brush this down a little just to make sure that the salt, pepper and oil coat the fillet. And from there, the final step, pop on our Zaatar Blend. It's very simple to make your own Zaatar Blend. All you need to do is mix in your thyme seeds, sesame, cumin, coriander and sumac. Pop it in your jar with a tight fitting lid, and that way you've got it ready to go. Or you can buy it in store, it's completely up to you. Lightly pat down just to make sure that you've got a nice even coating on the fish, and it's ready for the oven. What I like to do with a baking dish, just to make washing up easier more than anything else, is I always like to line my tray with baking paper, just so it won't slip and slide and actually contain the potatoes. Is just crinkle it up and then pop it in the tray. Next step is to prepare the lemon roasted potatoes. All we do is we cut our potatoes into sort of quarters is best, and then just cut it in half again. So each potato, if we cut into 8, it ensures even cooking and also quick cooking. We're dressing it very, very simply again, just with salt, pepper, some dried Greek oregano, a good squeeze of lemon juice, so maybe a couple of tablespoons or so, and final ingredient, some extra virgin olive oil. And then mix it up to make sure that the oil coats all the surfaces. And then the other thing just to make sure of is that your pan is not too crowded with potatoes, otherwise they won't crisp up. And you can pop it straight in with your salmon. So while the salmon and potatoes are in the oven, it's time to get onto the fresh green beans. These green beans freshens the whole dish. We are cooking it very simply though, just by blanching it in some water. First thing we have to do is just prepare the bean. Just top and tail it and put it to the side. Every time I do this, I think of my grandma. I used to sit on the bench as a little girl, and after she collected the beans from the garden, and I used to help her do this. It was always my job to do it. Blanching is such a simple process really. All you do is you bring some water to the boil, pop your vegetables in for a minute, minute and a half maximum, and then you just take it out and pop them into some cold water. That way your veggies stay lovely and crunchy, in addition to retaining their fresh colour. And the beans are ready to plate out. Potatoes and salmon have been in the oven for about 20 minutes now, so it's time to get them out. So there's our salmon, and you can see it's formed that lovely za'atar crust. Absolutely delicious. And the lemony roast potatoes. Can you ever have enough of potatoes? Didn't think so. We put our salmon, the hero of the dish, first. Then we'll pop on a few potatoes, and we'll just finish off with a couple of beans. To zhuzh it up, of course, a sprinkle of sea salt flakes and a final little flourish of olive oil. And there we have it, a simple dinner of za'atar salmon fillet, lemony roast potatoes and fresh green beans. And you can't ask for an easier recipe really.